Hi guys, how you doing? Have you been? I know it's been forever. It's been like 3 weeks since I last posted, and I promise you it's not intentional. So I was saying, I promise you it has not been intentional. I've just been having a lot of things going around, and for time, some time, there was like a period, like some few days, my I was not very okay mentally. Is it mentally or yes, that one? So for me, when I'm not 100% okay, in terms of mental health, I love hibernating to kidogo too, and then I get back. I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but well, that's just Julia. So, if you're a new subscriber, oh my god, you're very much welcome, and thank you so much for considering to subscribe to this channel. Okay? And if you're a returning subscriber, wow, you guys are just the bomb. The bomb.com. Thank you so much for being here over and over again. I, Julia, truly appreciate. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Julia Gedoi. I am a mother. I am a mother of three very lovely children whom I really thank God for. And I'm also a wife to, of course, one husband whom I love and respect very much. And I'm also a few other things. Of course, a sister, I'm a daughter. Just like I know you are someone's son or daughter somewhere. I think today my energy and my mood is a little bit normal, as Julia. I know my face is a little bit shiny. You'll forgive me for that. Lakini sijui kwenu kuko aje, but huku kwetu watu wamejaa homa huku maze. In fact, right now we're just from taking my second born and my last born Hosi pewe dawa juu ya homa. So that is what it is currently for us. This ends. I hope kwenu hakuna homa. Alright, so now today I thought of saying something small about that incident that happened in Kisii, in that primary school. And I know the matter is in court, but I, as Julia, who will soon be a child activist, finds it important to talk about it. Now, one thing I wish is that if only those teachers corrected those kids with love, okay? Unfortunately, um, back in our days, I don't know now, I thought such things are over. But back in our days, to Kisoma, most of the times, there was this notion that I think teachers had back then that when you correct a child openly or in an embarrassing manner, they're probably never going to repeat whatever they had done. So I am assuming that these teachers from Kisii were trying to follow the same notion by doing that to those boys. And that was a very unfortunate incident. Very unfortunate. And my heart goes out to those boys. Because, first of all, those are innocent kids. I say innocent because those boys were found doing whatever they were doing. And there's definitely a root cause to why they were doing whatever they were doing. And the root cause could be so many things, because watoto wanatokanga from different homes. In our home, this is how we do our things. In another home, they do their things in this manner, like that. So when kids come together, okay, kila mtu anakuja na zile tabia watu wanatoanga kwao. So those are some of the things that happen in schools. Also, That incident could also be whatever those boys were caught doing. Someone has been doing the same to those boys. And by that I mean yes, someone has been um taking advantage of those boys. I am trying to avoid using the word molesting, but yeah, someone has been molesting. Could be molesting those boys because I'm talking from a point of maybes. Okay, so how walimu, if only they had corrected those boys with love. And with love, what is with love? You know, you found them doing such a thing. Okay, chukua watoi, take them somewhere, aside from the shame and ridicule of in front of the other pupils. Take them somewhere where you can sit them down, question them, ask them, where did you know where who taught you this, why are you doing it, question them out of love. Lakini I don't know, but I, I I don't understand why um that had to happen in the manner that it happened. And interestingly, I hear that when teachers are being trained, they take psychology as a unit. And I think once you've taken psychology as a unit, it is supposed to teach you how to handle some of these things, like that incident. That should have to, those teachers should have made use of what they learned in psychology and used that. Lakini, let me tell you something. I'm sure it's a lesson to other teachers who would think of doing that to other kids somewhere. Maybe just don't do that to my child. Don't. And it's not a threat. It's not a threat, but I promised myself one thing. Some of the things that I, as Julia, went through growing up, okay? As long as God has blessed me enough to give me this breath and the capability to take care of these children and to see them through their childhood mpaka wakuje adulthood, I do not allow anyone to treat my children in a manner that I consider shouldn't be right. Okay? So, me, I am a mother bear. I am a mama bear. Mimi, no, you don't mess with my children. You don't. Because some of us, honestly speaking, some of us are who we are, or are how we are because of some childhood traumas that we experienced in the past. Some brought about by people, and some which could have been avoided. Okay, so now for me, since I have that knowledge, should I call it knowledge or experience in that aspect, I try my best to see that it does not recur with my children. And I pray that God gives me the strength to continue doing so. Okay? Now that is that. Uh, what else? I'll tell you something that happened not so long ago. Now that I'm talking about correcting kids with love. So me, one of when was it was about a month or so ago. Mi nilikuwa tu kwa hao. It was an afternoon, and kids, including my kids, were playing uh, from downstairs. I could hear them from the bedroom. And one very conspicuous voice I could hear from the bedroom was the voice of a girl who was really, really shouting. Na hiyo kushout si ile kushout ya ile kufurahia, sio ile kushautia ile kushauti juu ya watoto wamefurahia juu wanacheza na, it's like walikuwa nagombana nani kasichana kadogo. So the girl was like, unafikiria mimi nakuogopa? know how grown-ups can quarrel or can confront each other. That's exactly how that girl was doing. To a point where it got to a point, and that girl literally called someone Sianda. If you don't know what Sianda is, look for a Kamba around where you are and ask them what Sianda is, because I'm trying not to use a dirty word. Yes, that girl literally called someone Sianda. Sianda in Kiswahili. Okay? And when I was in the bedroom, I was like, wait, okay, all right, that's interesting. That's interesting. Um, and the Julia I am, the Mimi, by the way, when it comes to Kimbelembele, in some matters, I am front line when it comes to Kimbelembele in some matters. Like that one, I knew I needed to act because if I didn't, if I hadn't acted, my second born, that's Caleb, could probably one day just come and call us such a word or call someone else such a word. Can you imagine? That would be so embarrassing. So, hey, Mimi, the way I dashed out of the bedroom, I dashed out, went down there. I found the kids. There were about 10 kids, and I asked them, hey, nani huyu nani huyu anashout, nani huyu anatukanana? So, and they told me, Niule. So you know how kids do it, eh? Niule. Of course, they were expecting that I would confront that girl directly and in front of them. So what I did was, I held that girl by the shoulder, nikakapeleka nikakaita nikakamia kuja, and she was so scared. When I called her, she was so scared. Probably because maybe she thought Siali, of course alikuwa anajua kile amefanya. Now that I asked, hey, nani yu anatukanana, nani yu anashout? So I called her aside and I held her shoulder and I whispered in her ear and I asked her, unaitwa nani, what's your name? And she told me her name. Sadly enough, I don't remember what her name was, what her name is. And then I asked her, what grade are you in? And she told me she should have been in grade 3. Na imagine mtoi wa grade 3 ana shout. Huyo msichana alikuwa na shout. Mi niko 4th floor na wako chini ground floor, and I could hear her shouting. So, of course I asked her name. I also asked her where she schools, anasomea wapi. Interestingly, that girl wanasomea the same school as my kids. Now my firstborn and the secondborn. So, immediately I told her, nikamwambia, unajua we ni msichana, na unajua msichana hafai kushout hivo. Msichana anafaa kuongea msichana anafaa kuongea kwa upole, sio kushout hivo vile ulikuwa una shout. Ni sawa, kwa sababu wewe ni msichana mrembo na ufai kushout vile boys huwa wana shout. Ni sawa. Halafu pia usitukanane hizo majina mbaya. Sawa sawa. Na ukumbuka, and you remember, I think I told her she's beautiful twice. Huh? And I'm telling you, from that day, that girl, the minute she sees me, ananisalimianga na furaha ingine. And of course, that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good because for some reason I feel that correcting that girl with love, like how I did it, of course had an impact in her life. I am 100% sure that it had an impact in her life. So for me, when it comes to correcting kids, I do it with love. So that is that. Do I have something else to tell you? This is more like an update of some of the things that have been happening in my life for these weeks that have been MIA. So I think basically that's it. And then my son, my second one, joined school. That one has also been such a hassle, such a hassle because my children are very attached to me, very attached. And I remember actually my firstborn, when my firstborn went to school, mm, mtoi alilia, nilikuwa nampeleka shule, and then shule yao, most of the times as I was taking him to school in the morning ndio niende job, most of the times walikuwa nje, so it was Mombasa, in Mombasa, so Mombasa obviously it's hot. So yeah, around 8 by 8:30 jua imewaka kama something else. So namwacha in one side of the field, saizo kuna teachers. Kijana venye anachomoka kwa mkono ya teacher kunifikia in this other side of the field kama amekimbia, kama amelia. So that was something. But now this one, my firstborn really settled in very quickly, which was unlike what happened with my secondborn. Where kijana. This one is the mama's boy. I'm sure if you've watched my channel severally, you've seen him, Caleb. Hey, Mazi. The boy cried for over a week. Yani kijana alilia mpaka sauti ikapotea. Na ni kama alikuwa analia the whole day. So when I felt it was too much, I was like, over a week is a long time, man. By now, this boy should have settled, whether he's a mama's boy or not. So I decided to go to school and had a talk with the director. And of course, a few changes had to be made. And now he's perfectly settled in. He wakes up very well in the morning. Saa zingine hata anajiamsha, so she's starting to enjoy being in school. So your time before, within that week, your time alikuwa analia. Hey, it really used to bother me because honestly, it didn't bother me for the first 2 or 3 days because I thought it was normal. But now when it stretched to a whole week, I was like, this is not normal. This is not normal. So that's when I went to school. And I'm actually very glad that I went to school early enough. So the boy settled in and now he's quite good. I was saying I'm glad that I went early enough because if I hadn't, I think huyo kijana angechukia shule venye tu ameingia. And you know it's actually possible. It's actually possible. Mtoi achukie shule venye tu ameingia. I'll not give you the details of exactly what may have happened or what happened. But well, that's it. So basically, those are some of the few things that have happened to me or with me for these weeks that I have been away. Also, I think it's also important to say that, hey, I went back to school, maze. Hata kama I'm not doing a degree, I'm doing a diploma. And I just got my results not so long ago, and wow, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. And I'm just so grateful because wow, it's not easy studying, and by the it's not, sio rahisi kusoma. If you're out there, you're studying na uko na sijui watu wangapi and you have all those responsibilities, maze, you're the real deal. You're the real deal because it's not easy. But I'm grateful and I'm glad that I'm one term down, so a good number of terms ahead, and hopefully that I keep doing even better. Yeah, even better by the grace of God. So you guys, I just hope you guys are doing very well. And I'm sorry if my stories are boring, but well, here, as I always say, you come as you are. So that is me coming with my boring stories as I am. And thank you for being here. So if you watched up to this point, thank you so much. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Tell your friends to tell your friends, tell your cousins to tell their cousins, tell your sisters to tell their friends, so that we can grow this channel. Sasa. All right, I'll see you guys in my next one. Goodbye.